Yerp, this perp back with another video. And before I get into this video, I want to just say, if you haven't checked out my season 1 finale of Snowfall, I'm gonna link it in the description below. But right now, we're gonna get into season 2, episode 1 of Snowfall. And pretty much it's 4 months after the last episode, the last season. Franklin and company, they're all caking, they're enjoying their lives, they're making money. The crack is booming. And you know what they say, with more money comes more problems. And throughout this episode, Franklin goes through a lot. You know, they have to deal with this raid. He has to get his boy out. You got people watching his pockets. He's got so many different things he has to juggle. And he makes mentions of it that, he is on edge, because he literally came from nothing and just got all this money and all this notoriety overnight, pretty much. Not overnight, but he's not used to having this much attention. D-Ray Davis, he plays Peaches. He's kind of like their bodyguard. I really like him. I feel like he'll play a interesting part in this season going forward. We got Teddy. Now, Teddy, he is a complete changed character from the first season. He's all in to what he has to do to push this false drug war, this is why I feel like this season's going to be really interesting and have tons of surprises. I think it's going to focus more on the war on drugs, quote unquote, and them kind of just pushing that narrative by the end of the season. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil everything. I just want to kind of put focus on the characters they've shown. And so what Teddy does is recruit his friend Matt to help pilot the drugs and keep business moving. Next, we've got Lucille, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Gustavo. I really like their story because they're kind of like the Romeo, Julia, Bonnie and Clyde couple. And you see Lucille having to deal with everything, taking on the business and people asking questions. And she's kind of trying to stay low profile at the same time. But she still has to do what she's got to do. I feel like her character going forward might be in a little bit of trouble. But like I said, I feel like this season's gonna have a ton of surprises. And knowing John Singleton, he will always deliver. But yeah, pretty much. I've rewatched this episode a few times now. It's a lot to digest. That's why it took me a minute to kind of put this together. Like I said, if you haven't checked out this show, I recommend you go check it out. I don't want to really spoil too much. I kind of just want to give you You know what I'm saying? A gist of where everybody is at and who they focused on this episode. But it's gonna be very very interesting to see all the characters. I think this is gonna be a season where all the characters pretty much going to that we've seen since the first season are going to somewhat interact with each other, you know, and have to work together or do business together and whatnot. And like yeah, and I feel like they're going to touch more on the war on drugs because I also like how this started off with Reagan. I don't like Reagan, but like I like how they showed real footage and whatnot. But till my next review, I'll check y'all later.